Welcome to Dr. Klein's short info series. Today, I want to talk to you about the science on serotonin. The fact of the matter is that science on serotonin is backwards. It is a downer, not an upper. Serotonin has been sold to us, to the public, as a happy hormone. And increasing serotonin has been the basis for 2 or 3 generations of medications, including the current selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors. However, the efficacy of these medications has been shown to be, at best, slightly better than placebo. At best, slightly better. Most of the time, it's no better, just as good as placebo. And the fact of the matter is that upwards of 90% of serotonin is made in the gut, not in the brain. It's made in the gut. Of course, there are a lot of nerves. Most of the nerves are in the gut, but it's important to be aware of that. It's made there. And the effect of serotonin is more reminiscent of the stress response and the depletion of energy, and has limited positive effects. So what do I mean by that? Well, simply consider the side effects of the SSRIs, the selective serotonin reuptake inhibitor medications. So they include things like increase in insulin resistance, obesity, sleep disturbances, poor repair, increased risk for cardiovascular disease, greater depression, high risk for suicide, and other side effects. So these are the types of symptoms that are similar to symptoms of the stress response, chronic stress. And so this is an interesting paper, an interesting published review by researchers at McMaster University, and its title is Serotonin and Upper or Downer, the Evolution of the Serotogenic System and Its Role in Depression and the Antidepressant Response. And I wanted to bring to you a few quotes from the study. When depressed patients on SSRI medications do show improvement, it appears that their brains are actually overcoming the effect of antidepressant medications, or rather than being assisted directly by them. Instead of helping, the medications appear to be interfering in the brain's own mechanism of recovery. The best available evidence appears to show that there is more serotonin being released and used during depressive episodes, not less. Well, beyond chemistry, depression and anxiety are often a response to life situations, and the beliefs, the thoughts, the emotions associated with them. So you can't discount these factors. Now, from a physiological point of view, the physiological basis for depression and anxiety is stress and the stress hormones. And more studies have shown that. So I'm citing a study that shows that cortisol is a direct biomarker for depression. One study, there are several studies out there now, animal and human studies showing that. So it's stress and the stress hormones that are far more closely associated with depression and anxiety than serotonin. So what can be done to address depression and anxiety on the basis of the relationship with stress? Well, of course, a healthy diet and lifestyle can help decrease cortisol and improve depression and anxiety. So, for example, we know physical activity, moderate physical activity can improve symptoms of depression and anxiety. In fact, just walking for 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week can do that. Studies have shown that. From a dietary point of view, just one example, limiting the excessive intake of polyunsaturated fatty acids, especially from vegetable oils, have an extremely suppressive effect on brain tissue, reducing metabolism, and the brain is a highly metabolic organ. So if the cells don't work very well, then it's going to affect the brain, it's going to affect the mind. We know that vitamins such as vitamin C and magnesium, several B vitamins like B6 and B3, help regulate cortisol. B6 also has GABA promoting properties, helps make GABA. And of course, the adaptogens. We know the adaptogens help to deal with stress. So as an example, rhodiola, a plant that survives the stressful winters of the subarctic, survives a stressful environment, has shown in studies to decrease elevated cortisol. And I'm going to speak about this in more detail in a future video. But I just want to tie this back to Rosiva quickly, if that's okay. Rosiva whose main ingredient is the only Canadian cultivated rhodiola rosea, has several things going for it. We use the same consistent strain, the Aurora or B1 strain, that was chosen out of 23 that were tested by the Alberta Ministry of Agriculture when they started this project back in 2005. And it takes 5 years to reach maturity and harvest. So that ensures the quality of the root and the actives in the root. A dry alcohol extraction process is used to stabilize the active compounds, very important, otherwise they're volatile and they can be lost within months. And the lot number is traceable to the corresponding field. You know where it comes from. All in all, there are actually there's a 9-step quality control process, and generally quick response time. It takes 30 days to overcome the effect of antidepressants and respond to antidepressants in a positive way if that happens. And for some people, it may happen. With Rosiva, we count on it to produce an effect within 1 to 6 days for most people. So the samples, people who've used the samples have shown that, have reported that. And we'd like to suggest that or encourage you to use the 6-day samples to guarantee the sale of the box. So instead of, try before you buy and you don't know if the person is going to come back, go to another store, what have you, sell the box with a sample and just say, look, if the sample doesn't work, bring it back. And most retailers seem to be comfortable with that, and we haven't had any returns since we started this. We just started this recently, though. So hope this was helpful, and I will see you again next week at the next episode of Dr. Klein's Short Info series.